What's up guys, MrBayeasy here, and today we're going to be going over my first impressions of the Gears of War Ultimate Beta, basically Gears of War 1 Remastered. And right off the bat guys, I want to mention that I didn't really, back when Gears of War 1 was out, okay, around that time frame, I wasn't really the best at FPS games, okay. I was a young kid, and I just really liked the Gears of War series. It was very fun, and I enjoyed playing it, but I wasn't that great at it, and I didn't really put too much time into getting good at it. I really wasn't even interested in competitive at the time. I got interested in competitive later on, but so you'll notice that what I'm going to say in this commentary has a lot to do with that. And one of the first things I want to kind of say right off the bat with that in mind is that a lot of people are complaining about the hit registration being bad, when in actuality I think it's just the fact that they don't understand or don't really remember, or they're at least used to some of the older or newer Gears of Wars where the bullet spread from a blind fire, which is essentially a hip fire with no little cursors. It is different, and I definitely forgot about that, so I was really missing my shots, and I still miss my shots. You'll notice in this game, though, you may be like, what are you talking about, Bayeasy? You seem to be hitting some shotgun shots pretty okay, and that's because in this game, I was really concentrating on maintaining the mental picture of where I saw my bullets hitting, where I saw my bullets going, okay? I spent a lot of time in previous matches trying to, basically I was shooting walls for about 10 to 15 minutes cumulatively across a bunch of matches, trying to mentally get a picture in my mind of where these bullets are going, and then I tried to apply it as best I could in this gameplay. So you're going to see me miss some shots, and you're going to see me hit some other ones, and that's because I was really trying to concentrate on where those bullets were going to go when I shot, and really had to position myself for a blind fire. Because blind firing, when it comes to snipers and torque bows, it's important, it's nice to know, but it really is for trick shotting. But for Nasher gameplay, which is the shotgun, for those of you that are new, the Nasher gameplay, it's actually a fundamental core thing in the game to know how to blind fire. Okay, it's beneficial to do in a gun battle. Okay, pop shotting's cool too, which is essentially like lining it up, kind of like a blind fire, but then quickly scoping in for like a millisecond to get a shot off. It's not really more accurate. It's just that for those people that have trouble blind firing, that's just another option or alternative that they could do. And you'll see me kind of alternate back and forth between both, because again, I never really took the time to be good, so now I'm trying to really kind of play catch up now, because I was fairly good at Gears 2 and 3. I always had pretty good movement, but I never had the best shot, so but I did get used to it. That's the thing. So I'm trying to get used to this. It is different, and it's different in a good way. I mean, I do like that. It's a little bit more skillful. You know what I mean? It takes a bit more skill knowing where your shots are going to go, because I mean, even though yes, the blind fire was in Gears of War 2 and Gears of War 3. Essentially all you had to do was line it up with the gun barrel and you were good. In this one, you have to really know where the bullets are going to go, which is, in my opinion, it takes a bit more skill to do, which is nice. Another thing is that the game is a bit clunky, and I mean that in a good way, because Gears of War 1 was clunky, and what I mean by that is that it's just a bit slower, okay? All the character movements and everything are a bit slower than some of the newer titles. It's just the way it was back then, and it's nice to see that the developer is staying true to this remake and not trying to make it like the newer Gears of Wars, that they're, just like 343, they made it very true to life. This remake, they just updated the graphics and maybe changed some of the maps to spice it up a little bit, or maybe make it a bit more balanced, and then they implemented it that way, and they didn't really change anything to make it like new games. So it's nice to see that this is like a technically a true remaster, where it's just the core fundamentals of the game and not really a bunch of changed things that would make the game essentially a new game and not the old one. So far as I can tell, the shot registration is fantastic. One of the things that is really impressive is getting into games literally almost instantaneously. I was so shocked to see that, especially in beta, okay? Because in the past, man, you could literally, especially in Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3 was better, but Gears of War 2, oh my goodness. I mean, you could be sitting, you could like take a shower, you could go make a sandwich, you can go to the bathroom, you could walk your freaking dog, you can do all of those things and then come back and you'd still be looking for a match. I mean, it was really, really bad. There were a lot, actually, if I remember, there were a lot of parodies on YouTube about Gears of War matchmaking taking so freaking long. But, basically, I'm really impressed, okay, especially in beta form. It's fantastic to see that the matchmaking is so speedy. Literally, it's like, your party's good to go. finding players, found players, and then it's like setting up match and you're gone. Okay, it's really, really nice. I love how fast you get into games. It's really refreshing because, you know, sometimes if you can't get into a game fast, I mean, even in other games like Call of Duty, it says there's like thousands of games found, but you can't get into any of them. You know, so sometimes you just lose your urge to play and you get offline. I mean, I know that's happened to me before. So especially when it comes to Gears of War, where, you know, it's pretty easy to get frustrated after a loss. You want to just jump into the next game. You know, it's nice to be able to jump into the next game fairly quickly, which is nice. Feels very nice, guys. I've used the torque bow and sniper. They feel really true to life. They feel really nice. I was never a big fan of the torque bow. I was able to make some things happen occasionally. I'm a bit better with the sniper, but you know, I can do some things with the torque bow. But the sniper in particular, it doesn't feel like the new snipers. It feels much like the older one, and to be honest, I actually really like that. It just feels so crisp and clean. I can't really describe the way it feels. The best way I can describe it is with an analogy. Basically, if you played Call of Duty 4, right? You know that's how sniping was in that game. You had to lead your shot a little bit, right? It was pretty crisp. I mean, you'd shoot them and it would always register. I mean, I really don't know what went wrong in some of the other Call of Duties, because Call of Duty sniping, Call of Duty 4 sniping was so on point. You know what I mean? I just registered all the time. I mean, everything was just so great about Call of Duty 4 sniping, and that's even hard to describe as well because of, you know, how perfectly it worked. It's just imagine everything, you know, if you were on point with your sniper, imagine everything working. Even if you were just barely scoped in with a quick scope, it would go exactly where your thing was, you know, exactly where your gun was pointing. It was a nice experience. And now let's jump forward to Black Ops 2. Great game, love the game, but it's a different sniping experience. You know, it is very accurate, it's very precise. I like the way it feels, but it's different. You know what I mean? And there's just something about the classic that you can never really is hard to replicate, and that's definitely what I'm getting with this Gears of War 1 sniper, or Gears of War Ultimate Edition sniper. It feels really nice. I really enjoy using it. Sometimes it's a bit shoddy in terms of where the bullets go, but I think that's just because I'm moving. You know, you can't be moving when you're shooting this thing, or it's not accurate. And I think a lot of times I try to, you know, at the very last millisecond, I pull the trigger and move at the same time to try to evade the other person's bullet, and that's just like a mental thing, and I think that's why I'm missing just by inches sometimes. But either way, guys, I definitely suggest you go get this game. They said it was an open beta. That's one thing I didn't like that had nothing to do with the game. They said it was an open beta, and basically, you know, you had to go online and register. When in my mind, when they say open beta, all you got to do is go on Xbox Live and download it. But this one you have to go register online, and it takes a while to get to. So if you were hoping to play this beta, guys, right after this video, go and register for it. I'm going to leave the link in the description to the exact page on the Xbox website where you can register for this beta, because, you know, essentially, guys, it takes about 12 to 24 hours to actually get your beta codes, and I'm not kidding about that. It does take that long. You know, I registered early in the day yesterday. I registered probably around 2 in the afternoon, and then I realized, oh shit, you know, it takes 12 hours. I guess I'm not going to be playing today. I was planning on recording that day, and it didn't really happen. They should really extend it, but if it really is only a week and a half, definitely, you know, hop to that, because it's only going to be available for a short time, and then we're going to have to wait till August 25th to play it again. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Overall, my first impressions are 2 thumbs up. I really enjoy the game. In beta form right now, you know, I always use this kind of mentality. If the game were to come out right now as is, I wouldn't be upset. That's how I look at a lot of betas and test trials and all those things. I look at it, I asked myself that question. How would I feel if the game were to literally be out right now? If this was the final form of the game, how would I feel? And I asked the same question to myself when I played Halo 5 beta. I was like, would I be happy with this as is? And the answer is yes. Same thing with this. The answer is yes. And the reason that that's a good thing, I'm not saying that I'm going to settle for this. I'm just saying that because this is the way it is now and I'm happy with it, it's going to get even better when the game is released. And that's why I like to stay true to that particular testing question, because if it's as good as this now, it's going to get even better when the game is actually released, because all the bugs are going to be worked out. They're going to improve some things as well, tweak some weapon damages, all that good stuff. So again, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Rate the video what you think it deserved. Let me know if you're going to be picking up a copy of this when it comes out, but also let me know if you've indulged in the beta and what your opinions are so far. If you'd like to become a Sage in training, make sure you subscribe today. And as always, this has been MrBayeasy, your favorite Sage, and I'll see you in the next video.